is less straight. But I think whenever people tweet my GF or my BF, straightest thing in the world, and I've thought that for a while, and then I saw it in a tweet, so it reminded me like, oh, I've been meaning to tweet this. So I did, and I didn't realize that the person who tweeted something that I saw it in, I didn't realize she was like a mutual. She apparently like went to my college, but I didn't know her. I don't know her. But then she commented, and I was like, oh no, it was a coincidence.
But it was not.
Oh.
I do agree.
It's giving out totally the wrong vibe.
It's a very straight thing to do, and I will admit, I've done it myself. I also watch New Girl, which is very straight. And I love Sopranos, which is even straighter. I would argue.
That's very straight.
Yeah. I think New Girl has been reclaimed.
By the queers, that's true.
I think a lot of queer people like New Girl.
Well, I've never seen it, so I would happily relinquish it to the queer community. Why not?
Well, Lucas, that's very admirable.
Thank you for giving it to us a gift.
I'm a generous soul.
Where are you? Did you just erase yourself?
No, sorry. I keep going back. Oh my God. I keep going back to my between like the recording software I have in the background and also this, but when I switch over to
boring.
Zoom, yeah, I know it's boring.
You literally edit this podcast. I should show more respect.
All right, one sec. I just need to turn on a light. Hold on one sec.
Okay, this was a bad time.
This every day.
Oh my God, honey, every minute. I'm always telling him what to do. I'm always like, here's how you wipe your butt.
Oh my goodness.
I'm sorry, who said what about butts? Excuse me?
We were just chatting.
We were just talking.
Girl
politics.
talk.
That's cool.
Girl talk, yeah.
We were gabbing.
Just gabbing away.
Gabby gabs. And speaking of gabbing, we are live. I hit record.
Oh my God.
Yes.
Again, because this is
I love seeing the reaction. I'm just like, oh, we've been recording? Oh.
No, I don't think
so
Gabby understands. I can see when you start recording.
You know, I did understand that intellectually, but I didn't want to admit it to myself emotionally because I thought it was so cool that you could like.
We get it. You're smart. You went to college.
Yeah. I went to Hunter College in New York City.
Very badass.
Very, very badass. But you know what else is badass? Is this podcast we are on, Two Nosy Meerkats. What a segue.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome to the podcast, episode 13, I believe.
I don't care. Just kidding. I don't know.
That sounds right to me.
I think it is episode 13. The unlucky episode.
I'm excited.
On a Wednesday the 13th.
And it is snowing out. It's the first.
It is
not
out.
to date our podcast if you're listening in 2024 and there's no more snow or polar bears, but it is snowing right now.
Yeah, not to brag if you're in 2024.
Mm-hmm.
We can still drink coffee and eat red meat.
Everything is great.
Everything. Yeah, we all can't see each other. It's very sad.
Yeah.
But
we've just begun switching over to a bug-based diet, but we're thriving.
Were we talking last week about how we are going to introduce our guests, but we were talking last week about how bugs are delicious and how I'm actually
Have you ever
excited.
eaten bugs?
Me?
Dear guest?
I
Yes,
have.
have you ever eaten bugs? You haven't?
I have.
Oh, you have. What did you think?
Okay, so I've only had like dried crickets, which is like not as
had.
radical as it can get. Because at my college, it was like a random, one of those small liberal arts colleges, and by nature of that, they had a bug eating club.
Oh,
It was
an
one of those things like they had a
club.
Yeah, it got school funding. It got hundreds of dollars. Which I'm all for it.
That's cool.
But yeah, so then they would host events, and they would like they screened Bug's Life, and then they like had real food, I think, but then they also had a lot of dried crickets. I think some of the lollipops with like insects inside.
Oh yeah, I like those.
I've seen those.
Yeah,
Those are really good.
but not like a hefty big bug like in The Lion King. And I think that's what you guys talked about with.
That was what we talked about in the first episode, how like juicy they look.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, a juicy looking caterpillar. Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh,
They
my
did
God.
look amazing in The Lion King. They were very colorful, like M&Ms. They just look good.
But I that's the magic of TV and movie, I think, because also growing up, I was obsessed with the Teletubbies. What would they eat?
I thought you were
They
about to
had,
say
like,
I was obsessed with the idea of eating the Teletubbies.
Oh yeah.
They just look so juicy and full of tubby custard.
Tubby custard.
I always ate the Teletubbies growing up. All 4 of them. Monogamy is out. There are 4 of them, right? I'm not crazy.
There are 4 of them, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Were you counting?
Yeah, but then I was like, I don't know what to count.
We're Teletubbies.
Yeah.
I know, Lala, Dipsy, Poe.
And Tinky Winky.
Tinky Winky.
Yeah, Tinky Winky.
Yeah. That's the
4
one.
seems right.
And our guest, Matt Albino, who we haven't introduced yet, is here.
Thank you for having me.
He's a comedian, and he's our friend, and he is
on the lam.
On the lam?
That's when you're running for the law, right?
Oh, I've never heard that expression. On the lam?
Okay, cancel me. I don't know if that's true.
I just imagine you on the back of a big, beautiful, strapping lamb, just like riding it, hitting it with the little, what's it called?
I was imagining like an anthropomorphic lamb, like in BoJack Horseman, just like a really buff dude, but with a lamb's head, and you're just piggybacking.
Yeah, and we're just talking.
I thought you were going to say animorphs for a second. Matt, would you fuck an animorph?
Depends on which stage of the morph it's in.
Well, let's say it's halfway through, perfectly halfway through.
Are they turning into a bug or a mammal?
Mammal.
I think I'm in the clear.
What about bug?
No.
What about, okay, it's a really
What if it had a really nice thorax? What if it was just like, I need to get in there and smush bits?
I think at that point, it would be a question of like, is there chemistry personality-wise, but purely physical? No.
It's worth noting that Matt is the inventor of the game that we played on the very first episode of this podcast, which was Deal Breaker. Perfect for you in every way, but blank.
I need to say I'm not the inventor. That's like it's one of those things that's like always existed, but I did show it to you.
You did. Well, you were the inventor in my mind then. You were the inventor of the game as I know it.
Okay.
And I live in a
fair.
solipsistic world. That's just in my own brain. So
my mind just went back to the first episode in which we played that, and you were like, "Oh yeah, my friend Matt mentioned it to me." I was like, "I mean, I know Matt Albino too. I've spoken to him a couple times."
Oh my god! Yeah, how could I forget? You too.
Yeah, we're all friends, but Gabby and I are legally married.
Yeah.
Paperwork pending.
We've been married for 18 years, but we are getting a divorce.
I'm so sorry for the loss of this bond.
No, I need you to understand that it is for everybody's best interests that this happens.
Our kids have been begging us for years, like, please divorce, you're both so gay, and we just have not listened to them. We spank them, we just tell them to do their homework and their chores. What else do straight children do? Football? We tell them to do the football.
They watch The Middle or something like that.
Oh my god! The Mick. Once I went to a baseball game and they were doing one of those like sponsored like breaks in between where they like show a show on the Jumbotron, and I think the show they were showing was the Mick, and all of these people in the front were like, I love this episode. I had no idea what it was. Just once I want to go to a game or like a straight sporting event and see them do the same thing with like, I don't know, like what is another sport? What is a straighter event than a sporting event?
Well, what is a gay sporting event?
I would say I have a very gay thing to
Curling?
do at a straight sporting event.
Okay, go on.
Okay.
Growing up, I would go to, my dad would bring us to Yankee games sometimes. Like it would be the event. Like we would leave school early, which I feel like legally you shouldn't be allowed to do that. Like take your kid out of school to go to a baseball game. Anyway. But he would have us. He
sounds very persuasive, so that's the good quality.
Yeah, maybe he told me to like play sick or something. I kind of forget. But he would have us bring our own baseball gloves in thinking like we're gonna catch a foul ball.
Oh yeah.
Aww. I think that's very gay to think like I can make this about me.
So true, and it's crazy you say that because I used to bring my gloves to every single baseball game I went to. And in fact, once I did catch a foul ball, but not at a major league game. I caught it at a minor league game.
Did you not have any self-esteem, Gabby?
What, that I couldn't get to the majors? Yeah, I just couldn't hack
Exactly.
it in the majors. But in the minors, I was great. I caught the ball. I was eating a big funnel cake, and the ball flew at me, and I caught it, and the funnel cake spilled all over me. So there's these pictures that, like, my dad and all his friends took of, like, 10-year-old me, like, covered in this just cocaine dust, like, smiling because I'd caught a ball. It was pretty gay.
Oh.
That's good, though. That's good gay.
Did you ever catch a ball, Matt?
No.
Did your dad?
No, but also one of my like formative memories is from going to a Yankee game, and on the drive back. So I'm from Connecticut, so we'd have to drive to the city.
Ugh.
So I was
So tedious.
So tedious. But I was literally a child, and it was late, and we were driving, and a car like cut off my dad, and I think he thought I was like asleep in the passenger seat, but I wasn't, and I saw him flip the car off, and that was like the first moment where I thought like, oh my God, my parents aren't angels. They can do bad things too.
That is actually very profound.
It was a moment of like reckoning.
But what if, okay, so here's what I think. I think maybe what you didn't know is who was in the car that cut off your dad. Like, it could have been that your dad was flipping off the car for cutting him off, or it could have been...
It was Kevin Spacey.
That it was Kevin Spacey, and your dad was like, oh my God, he's pedo. In that case, he would still be an angel who's never done anything wrong.
I like this.
I was also guessing like Rudy Giuliani or Jeff Bezos, you know, just like fantasy people you want to flip off in traffic.
When Jeff Bezos is driving back from the ball game in his sedan.
His bald head so shiny, he got mistaken for a ball. He got thrown out on the field.
They had to escort him back to Connecticut, where he was from. The blue-collar guy, that Jeff Bezos.
When you actually caught the ball at the minor league game, it was Jeff Bezos' head.
Yeah.
Oh my God. That's why I never made it big, because Jeff Bezos wouldn't hire me to work at Amazon. He was like, you were busy smushing me inside of your glove.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds like a really hot euphemism. That's...
Let's just say in our 18 years of marriage, Matt and I have never smushed each other inside the glove once.
Mm-mm.
Our kids are
No, you're
adopted.
a Christian couple, I could tell.
Oh, thank you. It's very flattering.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, guys, I have a new segment for the podcast. Because,
I'm very excited.
I know comedy podcasts are supposed to be unstructured, whatever. But last week we were talking, and we did say that one of the things we were interested in is like gossip, but on a higher scale, like court cases. Like the weirdest court cases you can find are essentially the greatest gossip in the world. So I pulled up a list of like, the article is from USA Today, and it's called, well, now I can't find what it's called. It's called Law and Disorder. These are 25 of the weirdest, silliest, and most frivolous lawsuits.
Oh, goody.
Okay, so we're going to treat these like reader submissions. Are you guys ready?
Oh, I'm excited.
Yes.
There's a pop-up asking me if I want to hire a tax preparer.
Yes.
Yes.
Please. Do you guys think I should
But when you get on the phone with whoever it is, just try to sell them stuff in your home, because that's what I like to do to telemarketers. Just try to sell them random. That's something I do a lot with telemarketers. They're like, "Hey, do you want a new warranty on your vehicle?" I was like, "Do you want to invest in my kimchi business?"
And did he?
No, they all hung up. They're not adventurous monetarily.
Oh, boring. Okay, man sues date for being on her phone.
Okay.
This was in 2017. Many people have... Oh, fuck. The page keeps dropping out on me. This is like...
Oh, no.
Jeff Bezos is literally getting back at me, being like, you cannot read about this.
We can sue the page and get on the list.
You're a genius. Okay,
I'm think out of the box, and I would trust you as a dictator of a small nation. That would be
That's very kind of you.
Many people have a story about a date gone wrong, but most would forget about the whole ordeal as soon as it was over. A 37-year-old from Austin, Texas, however, could not let go of his bad experience and sued his date. He was so offended that his date spent the time they were at the movies watching Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, texting on her phone. He claimed her behavior was breaking theater rules and affected his movie-watching experience. She agreed to pay him the $17.31 for her cinema ticket if he left her alone, and soon after he withdrew the lawsuit.
Oh my God.
That's fair. I would pay that much money to get someone like that to leave me alone.
That brings up an issue though. Like, I always thought that to sue someone, it had to be for some basis in law. Whereas I think like interrupting someone in a movie, that's like a rule of the movie theater, but I don't think it's a crime necessarily. Is it?
I think with like, correct me if I'm wrong, anybody. I feel like you can sue anybody about anything, and then just once it gets to the court, it can just be like thrown out. But like the like annoying parts are like having to go through all the paperwork and whatnot. So a lot of people will like sue people with no grounds as like intimidation and like, oh, I know you can't afford to like go through all this paperwork.
Yes,
I
that
remember,
is true.
John Oliver talked about that once. Have you heard of him? Also, Lucas, you look beautiful today. I didn't say it.
Oh my goodness, thank you.
I said it to Gabby earlier, but
Yeah, but it
you
wasn't
said to
while
Gabby
we were
that I look gorgeous before I came on.
yes.
He said Lucas isn't on yet, but I bet he's gonna look so gorgeous when he is, and it's true.
I mean,
you do.
Thank you so much. If you're not moist already just looking at me, get this little factoid. So I had a zit brewing sort of like just around here on my chin, and this morning I woke up and this part of my lip was numb, which was really crazy, but now it's less numb. So it just, I have no idea what happened, and I've never had that before, so that just like freaked me out this morning, but it's getting better.
It's numb from the zit?
I thought, I guess it was like a little bit swollen. I'd never, and I don't have like cold sores or anything. That's not something, but I don't know. And I can feel it now. It's better, but it's something that I just woke up with, and it's crazy.
Do you like the matching faces Matt and I are making at that?
Yeah. Just like, is that like disgusting, or is that I'm trying to move my mouth to make sure that I can still move it? That's what I did a lot this morning.
That's like, I don't know how to process these intense emotions I'm feeling, so my body's doing something out of control to expel these emotions.
Just,
yeah.
That's
well,
like
I'm glad. Wait, do you have feeling in it now?
Yes, yeah, I feel everything now.
Oh, beautiful.
You feel everything now?
I feel everything. I feel love. I feel gratitude for this world that we live on. I feel hatred of my enemies. I feel ambiguity. I feel ennui. I feel everything.
What if you just named every word?
I was trying to think of more emotions or states of being.
I was so prepared for you to go through the dictionary.
By the way, there is something literally right before I got on. My girlfriend texted me. She sent me a screenshot of a sugar daddy inquiring her in a DM.
Really?
And I remember, and yes, and I immediately was like, "Oh, just accept the message request and then send back a dick pic in response and just say your move now."
I like the sound of that.
Which I think is which if I was in her position, I would do with that in a heartbeat. I just think that's the perfect thing. Yes, go on.
Brings up an interesting question. Matt, what celebrity would you let be your sugar daddy?
Or sugar mommy, we're very inclusive.
First thought was Paul Giamatti, but I want to like interrogate that or something.
Can you dive deeper into that, please?
Yeah. No. I love Paul Giamatti, but I don't know if that would work out.
He's very rich.
Why not? Yeah.
I imagine he's rich. Or I guess I would now, because like at this current state I could justify being like, oh, I can't come see you, but let's talk on the phone.
Interesting.
And then
You could be like, you were great in Big
Lovers
Fat
from
Liar.
afar, yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
I mean, he could probably still dye his body blue. That's a nice quality in a person.
Oh, so hot.
Yeah.
I think who was the guy from the movie in the desert? Mad Max Fury Road.
Peter O'Toole and Lawrence of Arabia?
Mad Max Fury Road.
Oh, Tom Hardy.
Yeah, Tom Hardy.
I think Tom Hardy.
Because
That's a good answer. That's a very good answer.
And I think he's one of the celebrities, and correct me if I'm wrong if you know otherwise, but I think he's someone who's always dodged questions in interviews that ask about his sexuality. Because like it came out like years and years ago that he was maybe bi, and whenever he was asked about it, he was like, "I'm not going to talk about that." So there's a chance, and I would love to be like his secret maybe, or like it would be low key, and he could buy me Legos or something.
You would be so good at being somebody's secret boyfriend, which is a fucked up thing to say.
You'd be good at? Do you think you'd not be good?
No, it's like been there and done that.
Believe in yourself. Yeah, well, that's true.
See.
Yeah. No, I've been a secret.
But yes, I am and would be, but yeah.
No, it's terrible. Don't do it again. I'm sorry.
That brings up another question. If you have to choose a female celebrity as your sugar mama, who would you choose?
Lucas, we connect on this. Gabby, you can leave the chat for a second.
Okay.
But I used to say as child, when I was asked like who my celebrity crush is, I would say Cameron Diaz.
Oh, very interesting.
Purely because she was a woman whose name I knew. And she was in Charlie's Angels, which as a child I really loved. Looking back now,
they're great movies.
Oh, great movies!
They're great.
They're camp. They're queer.
Yeah.
As a kid, though, I could justify being like, hot girls. Or I think I wasn't justifying it, but I think my dad could say like, oh, I can show him this because, women.
Right.
But in my head, I was just like, I would wear that.
Cameron Diaz would be great as a sugar mama. I think she seems super like kind and measured, and
she seems very fun as well. Yeah, I like.
Go on.
Well, I was going to say someone, and I just didn't have a name.
Oh,
there's somebody. Oh, no.
Yes.
Oh, wait. Carol Burnett. Is she still kicking?
Another great answer.
She's alive. Yeah.
I have this like fascination of like I would love to somehow befriend like a really like someone who was super famous, and then they kind of were just like I'm done, like I'm out of it. Like Carol Burnett doesn't really do stuff, and now she's done her fair. I would love to befriend her, and then people just know me as like how is he friends with her?
Oh my god! Yes, one of those unlikely friendships, like
and
just to bewilder people. That's your goal. Just
two people you hear about. You're like, wait,
and I'm sure she's
friends.
nice, but
yeah,
I would. Well, that's if you hear a siren, it's on my end.
It's because you are a siren. It's actually on my end, I think.
Oh. No, it just went by my window.
Oh,
I live right by a police station.
Oh my god!
Or like a block and a half away.
Are you a cop?
No.
You're a narc, I can tell.
You're a cop.
You got narc vibes.
Calling the
I'm wearing a blouse.
Us.
I can't be a narc.
That's exactly what a narc would say, though.
Don't defund the police. Just make them all wear blouses so that they can't be police anymore.
Wait, speaking of blouses, what other lawsuits were there?
Oh, that is a good segue.
Oh, yes. Thank you.
Okay. So the footlong sandwich is not a foot long. That was the lawsuit title in this article.
Wow.
It started in 2013 when a teenager measured his Subway footlong sandwich. It turned out to only be 11 inches, an inch too short. Fast forward 3 years, and the company was settling a class action lawsuit in court, promising to make its rolls 12 inches. The only people to benefit from the lawsuit were the attorneys, who were about to receive. I have this problem. I don't know if you guys have it, but I can't read numbers right away. I have to like think really hard to make sure I don't get the number wrong when I read it on a page. So
I think I sometimes have that. I mean, I never thought about it before.
I have something where I can't audibly. If somebody, if I say like, "How do you spell something?" and someone spells it like orally, I can't write it down.
Okay. We'll finish up the case because there's something I want to talk about letters afterward. But finish up the case.
Okay, it's oh my god, fuck, what is the number? Oh my god, I'm freaking out, I'm choking.
Okay, just read out the digits.
Just 520,000 in fees. Oh my god, I got it.
Okay. I thought you were about to go into rent. 525,000. 600.
You are such a mark. The judge agreed with activist and legal writer Theodore Frank that this was not fair and dismissed the settlement and the entire case.
Activist?
Okay.
I didn't even pick up on that. What is he activisting on?
Subway rights. Subway rights.
Is it weird that I kind of get that? Like, it's advertised as a foot long and it's not a foot long, so you want to sue to make... I get that. There's a part of my brain that can justify that.
There is a weird logic to it.
Yeah.
I disagree with you guys entirely. This is litigious, like, America culture.
We didn't say it's not stupid.
Exactly.
Well, that's true.
Yeah, I wouldn't follow through with like a lawsuit, but I totally get the part of my brain that's like, I deserve a foot long. Because that's what it says. If you give me an 11-inch sandwich, either give it to me for free or make it a full foot. Like, I get that. I'm very anal like that.
Did it say it was a teenager?
It was a teenager, yes.
I can also imagine that being like a school project that went too far. Like in like a civics class or something.
Johnny, it's been 3 years since this econ
the
class.
The project's over.
You already got a B. If this goes to the legal system, it'll be an A.
Okay, wait, Matt. So I wanted to ask, have you seen okay, so I'm gonna spell a word, and I want you to say the word. Okay. EYES. What is that word?
Eyes.
Okay, you did it. Okay, perfect.
What was that? How was I supposed to be duped?
Okay, so this is like a sort of internet thing, because the thing is like, there's an internet thing of like spelling out eyes, EYES, and there's some people that can't really like picture the word in their mind if you spell it out, and they'll go ES, and like that's how they, and then they'll ask them again, no, EYES, and they'll go, ES, I don't know what you mean, until the person finally says it's eyes, and they're like, oh my god, and I thought that can't be real. But then I did that to my cousin Ella, and she did the exact same thing. She was like, ES. I was like, it's eyes. She was like, oh my god, there's something wrong.
Well, I heard it as Eeyore, so let's not let those voices get lost in this binary world. The people...
You heard EYES and you thought that's Eeyore, 100%.
There's a moment where my lizard brain was like, Eeyore, and then I was like, oh no, it's eyes.
It's Eeyore.
He's spelling Eeyore,
I got the first 2 letters. I can finish this. Say no more, fam.
I might have gotten that one because I was just like really focused. I was like, I can't mess this up. I'm being recorded. But truly, like, so I did journalism like throughout all high school, and so you'd have to like do interviews with like students and teachers, and part of it was like, what's your name? Can you spell that? And I couldn't do it, and then they would see me spelling it wrong, and they'd be like, no. Something's wrong there.
Whoa.
It was fine. I was editor-in-chief.
Can I give you a random word and you tell me what it is?
No, I think it's less about like visualizing it. It's the hearing it and then putting it on paper.
Putting it on paper, right.
Okay.
ISLA.
L.A. Isla?
No.
I was spelling Isla, like Isla Fisher. Yeah. But that was a tough one.
Wait, Gabby, can I say, I have one of my best friends from high school. I was once hanging out at her place and talking to her parents, and they were talking about Isla Fisher.
What were they saying? Was like,
they were saying Ilsa Fisher.
Oh.
Which is a mispronunciation of the wrong spelling.
Oh.
And, they were doing ILSA instead of ISLA. And I was like, I'm sorry, what? And they were like, yeah, wife of Sacha Baron Cohen, the actress. I was like, you mean Isla?
She's married to Sacha Baron Cohen?
This is true. I recently looked it up.
You didn't know that?
No, I don't know anything, clearly.
Yeah, they bang. They bang.
Well, you don't know that. They're married. You don't assume, Lucas. Matt and I have been married for 18 years. We've never even touched butts.
Not each other.
Not each other. Not each other's hair. Not each other's eyes. Not each other's butts. We barely even looked in each other's direction. I couldn't even tell you what he looks like.
I remember asking you guys if you had separate rooms. We were like, oh no, we have separate houses, not even in the same zip code.
Yes.
We're long distance. We don't live in the same country. I live in France.
We also, we are marriage counselors for a lot of couples. But we don't tell them what's going on.
Yeah, we're like Dr. Phil, how like he's crazy and he like, advises people.
You have a lot of bald men on your mind today.
I do, don't I? What's that about? Rudy Giuliani, Jeff Bezos.
To be fair, I brought up the subjects of Rudy Giuliani and Jeff Bezos, I feel.
Do you guys think bald men are attractive? Not those bald men, obviously, but other bald men.
100%.
I do too. Mr. Clean. Oh, he can
Yul Brynner of the Magnificent Seven.
Mr. Clean.
Is that Mr. Clean?
No.
Oh.
No, Yul Brynner was like a very old-timey actor. Like same
Yul?
like Yul, Y-U-L. I think he's from
Write
Russia.
it down. Write it down right now. Okay. Yeah. I think
bald
like
men
a
are
few
very cowboy
beautiful.
Movies in the 60s. Yeah.
He could be my sugar daddy, I suppose.
What about Patrick Stewart?
He'd be
he's bald.
Great sugar daddy. He'd be like,
I think he'd be like a very like make me feel smarter.
Yes. Yeah, he would like read sonnets to you in the evening. Sonnet 86. You would just like go and it would just be like a steamy little evening by the fire. He'd treat you well.
Yeah.
I feel.
I'll give you money for scones, but I want jewelry. You can only eat scones. I'm British.
Oh God.
That's how your mom sounds, right, Lucas?
Yeah, 100%. She's like, Lucas, get me scones.
Is your mom British?
Yeah.
Okay.
I
thought Gabby was just leaning in.
Yeah. Yeah, basically just my mom is a black female Patrick Stewart. Just
incredible.
It just an exact direct parallel.
You should have her on the podcast one day.
I think we are going to do moms on the pod at some point.
I have not broached the subject to my mom. She has no idea yet.
Really? Because I have broached it to my mom.
I'd love to surprise her with it. Just like her come in the room and just be like, what are we doing? I'm like, sit down for an hour and a half.
That'd also be good, like, if you ever forget to get her a gift, say, like, for the holidays or her birthday, you just say, like, oh,
exposure.
I have an invitation.
I think my mom would be excited, but she did stop listening to the podcast after the episode where we had Chris Schur on because she said it was too much for her virgin ears. Yeah.
Did she actually say that? Too much for her virgin ears?
She didn't say that, obviously, because she's had me and my sister, but essentially she did say that.
But have her ears had you and your sister? Virgin ears.
Ooh. No, I don't think I came out of my mother's ear that I'm aware of.
I will vouch for your mom a little bit, though. I did listen to the Chris Schur episode while I was in the grocery store, and I felt like I was doing something wrong. I love Chris Schur.
She is just a dirty, dirty slut. What can we do? I mean, hello. But yeah, my mom was like, ugh, I was blushing the whole time. You two talking about how often you come? Yeah, I mean, it's a lot. But that leads into a good segue. I do want to read you guys one more court case.
Yes.
Oh, please.
You're going to like this. So, Matt, this was actually something you also sued me over. Husband sues wife over ugly baby. Year 2012. Result, plaintiff won. What? Boy meets a pretty girl. Boy marries the girl. They have kids. One similar tale did not have such a happy ending, however. Jian Fang from China saw his newborn daughter, who he this is so fucked up, who he said was
Say it.
incredibly ugly and did not look like either parent. He accused his wife of cheating on him. At this point, she admitted she had several plastic surgeries before they had met, okay? He sued on the grounds of false pretense.
What?
claiming she misled him by hiding her cosmetic history. He won the case!
Oh my god.
And his wife was made to pay him more than, here's another number, $128,000.
Wow.
Are they still married? What if they're just
highly doubt it.
What if
But
they're
yeah.
happily married?
If they were still married, I would feel bad for her self-esteem. That's imagine getting sued over your looks and then you stay in the marriage. That's.
I will say though, I think all babies are ugly.
Literally all of them?
Yeah. Or okay, what I mean by that is like fresh out the womb.
Oh,
aliens. Yeah. And I know this isn't like a radical.
No, they
thought.
definitely look weird, like fresh. They look.
So I'm picturing like babies born, pop, like boom, here it is, world. The dad sees it and is like, oh no. But like right away, you got to give it a little rinse.
Yes. Oh my
And
god. Yeah. He was like, "Why is it covered in blood? I'm suing. You cheated on me."
This doesn't look like a movie.
Yeah, it was.
Write that down.
Yeah.
That's me writing it down for anyone who's not watching on YouTube. Which, if you're not, why not? You're
subscribe to our
missing
YouTube
out.
channel.
Subscribe to our YouTube.
Is it YouTube?
Yeah.
YouTube, as the British would say.
YouTube, as my mother, Patrick Stewart says. Yeah.
So
Wait,
Matt. Oh no,
yes, go on.
Lucas.
No, I was going to say like last year I had a neighbor who was pregnant, and then I saw her come down holding her baby in like a what's the thing? It's like it's not a pram, but you can lift it out of the wheels, so it's like a baby carrier. That's it, a baby carrier. And I didn't even gauge that this was the baby that was in her stomach, and then I was like, oh my god. And it took me half a second. I was like, oh my god, you had the baby. And she was like, yeah, I did. I was like, how long ago? How old is the baby? And she was like 2 days old. And I didn't say it, but my immediate thought was, damn, that is fresh. I just
That's fresh, but I also feel like you shouldn't take that outside yet.
Yeah.
But I also don't have baby experience.
it needs to grow new layers of skin. It needs to harden up.
It's like a chameleon. It needs to go to a roast or something. Get a thicker skin. But this actually leads into what I was going to say, which is, Matt, we had an audience question for you, and by audience I mean my girlfriend asked me in the other room and wanted me to ask you. Tell me how you found the movie Baby's Day Out and why you love it so much.
Oh goodness gracious! This is so crucial for context. Where do I begin? I was born. No, so okay, so I had tweeted about this movie. In my head, this is a movie that everybody knows. Like my whole life I thought like this is a movie everybody knows. So I tweeted about, like I just tweeted with a picture of it, and I think I was like, for Halloween I'm gonna dress up as a baby from Baby's Day Out. And then in making that tweet I also Googled the movie, which is where I realized critically panned. Commercial failure. It was like a cult classic in some random Asian country. According to joke, according to the Wikipedia, it's like one of the most popular movies in some country, or like some random like part
I need to look it up.
China. Very much worth looking up.
Bhutan, maybe? Is it Bhutan?
I don't want to lie on camera, so I just don't know.
Okay, I'm gonna look it up.
But this movie, I had it on VHS. The back of the VHS famously had, or maybe the front cover, baby skyscrapers behind it. Back cover, there's a gorilla, because there's a famous scene where the baby's just hanging out with the gorilla at the zoo.
Yes.
And the gorilla beats up the adults. But I would watch that movie like on repeat as a child. It was just, there were a few movies I had that I would watch on repeat. It was that. I had like a VHS of like Justice League, the animated show. And then later in life it was Baby Mama.
Great movie.
Oh, with Tina Fey and Amy Poehler?
Oh yeah.
That's a good movie. I love that.
Yeah. I was really into it as a child.
Forgive me for interrupting. Can I talk about it? its entry in Wikipedia?
Oh, yes, please. Yes, please.
Yes, please.
So it's okay. This is under the subject header: popularity in India. And remakes. Okay.
No.
This I'm looking at. This is going to. You're going to be shocked. Okay.
I'm ready.
The film was tremendously popular in India. It was played at the largest theater in Calcutta for over a year. Recalling a trip to Calcutta, Roger Ebert said, I asked if Star Wars had been the most successful American film. No, I was told. It was Baby's Day Out.
Yes.
And no. Get this. It was remade in Telugu in 1995 under the title Sisindri. The latter was in turn then remade in, forgive me for my pronunciation, the latter was in turn then remade in Malayalam in 1999 under the title, do you want to guess this title? It's so left field.
Star Trek Into the Darkness.
You're close.
Into the Spider-Verse.
Okay, so this is a remake of a remake, and this double remake under the title James Bond.
What? At this point, I'm starting to think that Sylvie might have gotten some editing.
I swear to God, this is what it says.
I think so. She's just editing Wikipedia articles in her free time. Editing on Wikipedia is actually really hard. Have you guys ever tried it?
I've heard that it's very difficult.
I did. I have a friend of mine from high school who's now a rapper. They misspelled his name, and I thought, you know what? I'm going to edit this on Wikipedia.
Ooh.
So I did
and
that.
you did?
Yeah, I did.
Oh. Was that in high school or recently?
That was like maybe not after my first year of college. So anytime before. I think it might have been, first year in college. I think I did that.
I will say,
Radical.
I won't say which job it was because I signed an NDA, but an old job of mine, one of the things that I had to do was edit like the founder's Wikipedia page. And this founder was like asking for changes on Wikipedia like over and over again. And people kept like flagging the changes, and the changes were like the things they were saying on like the flagging of it were so mean. It was like the way that they describe this company is not real. Because it would be like creative studio, and someone would be like, what the hell is a creative studio? That doesn't make any sense. Like, this is just a tiny company that isn't even worth a Wikipedia entry. I'd be like, oh my God, that's so mean. And eventually we edited so much that Wikipedia actually took the page down.
Oh my God.
Oh. Oh my God, it's like your credit report. You check it too much and it goes down.
Yeah.
I thought that was a myth. Please, God, tell me that's a myth.
Is it a myth?
I have no idea. Oh my God.
I heard that's a myth.
Answer it and put it and tell this person they're on the podcast.
Oh, you know what? I should. Wait, I'm going to call her back. It's my sister.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But by the way, so while we're waiting for you to dial, so James Bond, 1999 film, is a Malayalam language comment. Okay.
Hi, Liv. Guess what?
What?
You're on the podcast.
Wait, I know you.
That's Matt Albino, and there's Lukas.
Hello.
Hi. How are you?
Wait, aren't
How's it
we
going?
friends? Wait a minute.
What'd you say?
It's weird. You look very
Gabby's
familiar, but I've never met you. You look very familiar.
It's because she
Wait,
looks
did you
like
ever
me.
go to Gabby's mic?
Yes. She came to my mic.
I think we're friends.
What's up?
Wait, Gabby, can I just say, I've realized what your sister looks like a combination of. She looks like a combination of you and Nessa Hunt.
Oh, interesting. I see that.
Yeah.
Liv, what are you eating?
Hummus, pretzels.
Cute.
Are they the flat pretzels?
There we go.
Oh, the pretzel chips.
So what's the
Those are
hot
good.
topic today?
We were talking about Baby's Day Out, the movie.
Which
is
was
that?
remade. It's Matt, take it away.
I haven't heard of that.
I think that only Gabby can hear us.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah.
No.
Oh,
Well,
yeah,
are we coming through your headphones?
Oh, yeah, you're right. Wait. Olivia,
yeah,
I'm so sorry. I totally thought that you could hear them, but the feed is coming through my headphones. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
can't hear them.
Wait, ask her if she knows me. Ask her if she remembers me. Am I her
Matt-
friend?
Quiet for a podcast.
She said it seems quiet for a podcast. Matt wanted to know if you remembered him and if you guys were friends.
Yes.
She says,
Yes, we're
yeah.
pals.
Oh,
good.
that's good.
That brings joy.
And then we
I'm
were
glad.
saying that we were talking about the movie Baby's Day Out, which was remade into a movie in India and then double remade under the title James Bond, even though no one knows why that is, because there's obviously a real
Mhm.
James Bond. So what do you
It
think of
has
that?
a guy from
It doesn't
one of the
sound
like
it's
cold
my
case
cup of
TV
tea.
shows.
She says it doesn't sound like it's her cup of tea.
So Gabby,
But
we
I
can
will
hear
say
her.
Oh, you
that
guys can hear her.
Yeah.
She just can't hear us.
We can hear her because she's coming through on the microphone.
Wasn't Matt there the night, that fateful night that our cousin visited from Australia, and we all went out to Planet Rose, and then it got raided?
You weren't there?
Whoa.
Not me. I think I
Liv,
remember
Okay,
that.
You should tell that story.
Oh my god, it was crazy. We went to Planet Rose, and then wasn't it like the bartender was crying, she was pregnant,
Oh,
and
God.
then
In that order.
Pregnancy is a theme this
the
episode. She's going and she's
team or something, and there was like some sort of like patron dispute, and then they had to kick everyone out of the bar.
Yes.
Do you remember that, Gab?
I do remember that, and I have to
Yeah.
say I miss it more than anything in the world. I wish I could go back to a karaoke bar and
Aw.
have people want to call the cops because it's
Yeah,
so.
I miss Planet Rose too.
Matt's about to
Is
talk.
that
and-
where we did karaoke?
No, Matt, we did
Was-
karaoke at another place
A different
in
place.
Hell's Kitchen.
Yeah. Okay.
I wonder if I can get you like in my headphones. Can one of you talk?
Can you hear us? Can you hear us?
Yeah.
Wait,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
okay,
yeah.
wait.
Oh,
Wait, Gabby, you're putting the earpiece next to the I think you need to put the microphone end of your phone next to the earpiece of your headphones, if that makes sense.
this feels like good.
This is a logistical nightmare.
This is podcasting at its finest.
It looks like, for people who are just listening and not viewing, it looks like Gabby's trying to give her phone a hug between her head and her headphones.
And it
It's
also
very
looks
cute.
like she is like waiting for someone to take a picture of it.
Always looking for a photo op, I am.
This is adorable. I don't know.
Liv, what do you think of what was the thing we were debating on here?
Liv looks a little bit like a growth out of your neck right now.
Oh yeah.
Liv is
Yeah.
coming out of my neck. Yes.
Yeah.
That's
Baby's night out or something.
Mm.
Ooh, Matt, she got the title wrong. What are you gonna do?
Oh.
I can't do anything. She's on a phone.
Okay.
She's already relegated to less than.
Liv, thank you for being on the pod. I will call you back after. This was really fun.
All right. Bye.
Goodbye. I love you.
Okay, bye-bye. It's great meeting you. She didn't hear me say that.
She didn't hear me say I love you.
No.
She didn't say that.
This was a logistical disaster. And I'm sorry, but I'm also not sorry because
I think that was a beautiful moment.
it was a
that-
happy accident.
That was yes.
I feel like
and.
we all bonded. It was a nice moment.
That was yes and Daddy, you know it.
Mm.
Okay.
Wait, so Matt, this is like a very, I don't want to ask like, this is like a really typical question, but because I don't know you that well, but I've been so impressed literally every single time I've ever seen you do stand up. This is like really cliche, but would you mind just telling me and our audience a little bit about how you got into comedy and stand up in general? Just a little bit, because I want to hear it.
Yeah. Oh yeah, because now that I think about it, you and I, we only really saw each other at Gabby's mic because that was
yeah.
the only Manhattan mic I would go to.
Understandably so.
Yeah. That was the only one. So that's where we would cross paths the most. And I would like to say that I was in attendance of that beautiful meeting that you guys talked about in Aaron Avalok Clemens episode at the coffee shop.
Oh
Yeah.
yes.
I arrived and right before arriving, I was bullied into donating to Planned Parenthood. And the reason I say bullied is because at the time I literally worked at a nonprofit for reproductive justice, and I told them that. I was like, listen, I get paid $75 a week. I really can't, but like, I'm literally in a way like your my company literally does work with you.
I'm literally your boss.
I didn't say, but in no way that, but she was like, oh my gosh, that's so great of you. Are you sure you can't donate just like $10?
Ooh.
And I was just like, oh my God, okay. But then I came into the coffee shop, so I'm sorry if I was on edge.
Oh no!
I literally don't remember. You were great. I don't think you were on edge. But then again, I was late. You could have been on edge and I missed it.
That's true. But to answer your question, I think like most people, it's always been like an interest of mine that I can't really pinpoint when, like, there was always that like feeling like, oh, this feels right to me, watching and wanting to do these like things that I like, the comedians that I looked up to growing up, without recognizing like, oh, I'm kind of obsessed with them.
Well, can I ask, can you name like a couple of people that would you say were like really big influences on you? Because you are extremely unique on stage. You're very low. It's a style I've not seen it anywhere else, and it's always killed me.
What Lucas means is it's stupid in a good way. Growing up, so I literally had this weird obsession with Chris Kattan from SNL, which I think partly was a gay thing too, because he queer presents. Although I don't think he's ever been open bisexual. Interesting. And Rachel Dratch.
Very queer presenting
like,
as well.
Queer, like she's the embodiment of like a girl who only has gay best friends.
Yes. Oh, absolutely.
And but they're also just like weirdos, a little bit off. But like so those were my like people in the popular sphere that I like in some way, like I saw myself in them. I was like, you're doing something that connects with me on a personal level. Like I identify with this, as opposed to just like, oh, I like this.
Yes.
And then Bo Burnham was a big one because he's a master at in a straight way, but in a kind of gay queer way. He is a queer straight comic in my opinion because he is a prankster.
Total
or
prankster.
His whole thing is like, I'm going to break every expectation you have. One of his favorite bits, he tears away pants, like he has tearaway pants, and he has another set of tearaway pants underneath.
It's so good.
It's so good.
I've seen him live twice, and I liked when he went to do an encore, like he left the stage and everyone applauded, and then he came back and he was like, sorry, I just went to get water.
Oh, I love that. He was like, I became obsessed with him like when I found his YouTube stuff in middle school.
Oh, the best. I remember being straight up like in South Africa, like hanging out with my grandmother, and I couldn't stop listening to like Bo Burnham in my headphones. She was like, can you pay attention? And I was like, with a capital HOAR. Which is a deep cut Bo Burnham song.
I would go on runs because I ran cross country in like middle school and high school, and I would listen to like words or his songs. Weird songs to like run to.
Yeah, but Oboe is a bop.
Oh yeah,
you could run to Oboe.
And he's the epitome of like, he looks so generic that he's hot.
Yes, and tall.
Which is my MO.
Yeah, just someone just like Ben Affleck, just like absolutely no facial features, just like
a cardboard cutout of like boy.
Ben Affleck is like that. You're so right.
Yeah, he has
young
like
Ben.
Yeah,
he has it's like no thoughts, head empty, just vibes, and like, you know, kind of straight out nose and tall.
Just a body walking around.
Just no thoughts, just body.
He looks like a default avatar in a video game. That's what he is.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Very true.
Yeah. But to wrap up quick, I suppose. So I like had that like passion and calling, and then I tried to do theater in middle school, but then someone called me gay, so I quit it. And that's what made me that's what made me run cross country.
Are you serious?
I was like, I can't have people think I'm gay. I need to do something manly. Let me run cross country.
Oh my God.
Which is the gayest sport.
Wait, how? Oh, wait, how good were you at cross country running? How good were you though?
Mediocre small town. No, not good.
No, but
Fine.
within your mediocre small town, or is that like how you were describing yourself?
No, I was good, but it was like I never went to like states or I never like medaled. I kind of was just like I'm fine.
You were no Beth Harmon of chess, but with cross country.
Did you really bring that up?
I wish I could riff, but I didn't know
Sorry.
who that was.
I'm so sorry.
Is that a chess master?
I'm guessing it's Queen's Gambit.
It's Queen's Gambit. That's right.
Ah.
Which is, listen, if there is one person, I saw a tweet today from a queer comic, and it was like, if you could get one female icon to come into your house and call you the F slur, who would it be? And for me, it's like, if one icon could like come into my house and like be like, you fucking dyke, get on the ground, it would be not Anya Taylor-Joy, but Beth Harmon in the Queen's Gambit.
The character embodied, yeah.
Yes. Who would it be for you, Matt?
I think for both Lukas and I, it would be Cameron Diaz.
Ooh,
No.
Interesting.
Actually, for me, I think it would. It might be Rachel Dratch. It might be Megan Stalter.
Megan Stalter would be great.
Yeah. I think I would actually go Rachel Dratch. I think she would make it. I think it would be weirdly adorable coming from her.
Yeah, there'd be something loving about it.
Yeah, exactly. I was just like, oh, I can't say mad at you. Like,
yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, like let's go get a pie or something.
Just a whole pie.
Mm-hmm. But okay. So yeah. So then I rejected theater, and then my mom and then I literally was sent to engineering camp in high school. My mom was like, okay, this boy, he likes the arts. Let's get him into engineering school and try to course correct maybe. Love my mom to death, but she was one of the types that was like, oh, I love that you like this. It'd be a great hobby.
Right. I see
which totally understand.
My mom did something similar.
I think it's like a mom thing to do.
Yeah, like when I was applying for colleges, I had a list of a bunch of like BFA acting programs, conservatories, and she was like, I think it would be better if you like applied to more liberal arts BA stuff to basic. And then when I went to college, I did. She was like, oh, fantastic, you're doing a BA, you'll find other stuff. It was like, it was that very similar mentality.
Yeah. So I kind of I was course corrected, and to a point where first year and a half of me in college, I was a math major. And I was a math tutor.
Whoa.
And then I watched the show with my friend Lily. She showed me Please Like Me, which is this
great
Australian drama comedy. My favorite show of all time.
Oh, so good.
And it gave me like an awakening of like, oh no, I want to do stuff like this. And then I became a creative writing major. I eventually ended up in Chicago for a summer studying at the Second City. And then my last year at college, I was just doing like random underground shows that I just put together. And like I was doing improv. And then I moved to New York. And then I went to an open mic like within the second week I moved here. It was supposed to be a queer open mic at the world famous Pitt Theater.
Oh my God.
And I showed up. And online, I think I've told Gabby this story. Online,
it's very good.
Online, it was like show up at least 45 minutes early because signups fill up fast. So I think I like got permission to leave work early to get there in time. And so I got there 45 minutes early. The door was locked. It was a pit loft.
Yeah.
So in an even weirder space than the pit. Door was locked, and there was like a man outside that was like the security guy for a different building nearby. And I even asked, I was just like, is this the pit loft? And he's like, I don't know, kid.
You'll never work in this town again.
I truly was like, okay, this is New York City. And so then I ended up I called the pit loft because I was just like, I'm just curious, are you guys open today? And they're like, oh yeah, I'll go unlock the door. So they were open. The door was just locked.
Oh my God.
Oh, they just forgot to open the door.
Yeah, but it didn't alarm them.
Yeah.
It was that was red flag number 1.
Huge. Massive red flag.
Red flag 2. So at that point, I've been waiting outside for like 15 minutes. So now it's 30 minutes before. So in my head, I was like, oh my God, it's going to be filled up. I was the first person to sign up. Now, flash forward half an hour. So I went and got a coffee and I came back. No one else has signed up. So now I'm just sitting in their like lobby and they're waiting to start. Like it's like 5:15. Let's say it was supposed to start at 5. It's like 5:15. I'm the only person signed up. Then, then a bunch of girls came in, like 4 or 5 of them. And they were like, we're here to sign up for the jam. And they're like, oh no, it's stand up tonight. It's not an improv jam. And then they were like, oh, but please do it. Like we need people to do the stand up thing. And they said no. So then they left. And then finally 2 boys walked in and they said like, is stand up tonight? They're like, yes, it is. It's queer stand up. And they were like, oh, we thought it was just normal stand up. But they convinced them to sign up anyway. Only one of them did, one boy, and his friend watched.
Straight pride, am I right?
So I have now been waiting for like maybe an hour. The people in the room, the host, me, straight boy's friend, and the person who was supposed to take tickets at the door. There are 5 people. And in my head, I was like, this is comedy in New York City.
I've heard the story and it's still just as good.
It gets worse because, okay, so I even like, when I did sign up, I asked the person, I was like, can I just not go first? It's my first time doing an open mic ever. And she was like, okay, yeah, we can make that work. Now there's only 2 people. So she puts me second. And the straight boy goes first and he does a Borat impression for 6 minutes. So I'm just sitting in the audience like, okay, maybe I should have gone to engineering camp more. Yeah, and that's so then I didn't go to an open mic for like a month and a half. And then I randomly just went to another one in Brooklyn, and that's where I met Gabby.
That is where we met, but we didn't like meet. It was like
hello.
I saw his set and I was like, he's really funny and like really different. I wonder if I'll ever be his friend. And then I just didn't think about it for a month. And then we just became friends. We did share
a brief moment of while people were just mingling. I was like, hi, I loved your set. Because that was when you did my favorite Gabby bit of all time is when you say like, me and my girlfriend have been doing role playing.
Oh yeah, but we call each other Denise.
Then it's just Denise.
Denise.
To me, that's the humor I love.
Oh yeah, it's also coincidentally the humor I love, and it's one of my favorite jokes to tell. It's surprising.
I love that bit so much.
You'd be surprised to hear that doesn't always do well in a club crowd. Like a clubby play. Everyone's like, why are you calling yourself Denise?
Yeah, what's all this girlfriend?
Your friend? Your platonic friend?
And one of you doesn't have a drink.
Are you Lebanese? Just like
I am Lebanese. I'm different. But Matt.
Yeah.
But that's my story.
Well,
Sorry.
that's not your whole story. I was gonna say, like, you've achieved an interesting level of, I mean, I would say success. I mean, I would consider you successful because I think you're like very funny and you've like established yourself as a person who does interesting, unique, and like well thought out stuff. And like, you know, when it all comes back, live comedy in a real way, like it's going to be very, I think you're going to really like, you know, show that to the world in its entirety.
Are you saying I'm going to pop off, sis?
That's not what I was saying, but I was saying you're going to pop off, bro.
Wow. Thank you. But thank you. I'm excited for things to return because I've just been hanging out.
But yeah, I was so excited for you to come on the podcast because seriously, you're one of the few, like, I think of myself as a very like straightforward stand-up. Like the sort of my structure of jokes and stories is very classical, and you are one of the few people who I know, who I've met, who actually does something different, who brings out characters and is very sort of subtle and sort of quiet in their energy, just perfectly so, and like brings and just does the best. It like I haven't seen many people do something actually different when they get on stage. It's like you and Dylan Adler, maybe, and Dylan Adler was someone who I saw at the first ever open mic I ever went to. And I was just like blown away. I was like, you can do that? And
yeah, a lot of people can do a lot of different things. It's crazy.
Yeah.
You wouldn't think.
I know this is like the dumbest sort of.
No,
I'm not trying to neg you, Lucas.
No, it's fine.
But basically, I'm just being a little bit of a fan because anytime I saw you, I was like, oh, I can't wait to see what you're gonna do next, so I was just excited for you to be on. Let me be enthusiastic, Gabby.
No, I that sparks joy in me, but also like I felt similarly about you, and like I think impressions are one of the most impressive things because I can't do them.
Yeah, I can't do.
So in my head, I'm like, oh my god, that is the coolest skill to have in the world, because I know I'll never be able to do it. So in a way, you are a god.
Oh god. In
my eyes.
This
is very bad for my ego. This is
all impressions to me are I make the same voice for every impression. Like if you ask me to do an impression of a celebrity, it'll probably be like one of 3 voices.
Okay, wait, do an impression of the Queen. Do an impression of Queen Elizabeth II.
Oh God.
Cheerio, I'm the Queen, and I don't like Diana very much because she's too wonderful, and
oh my God, you can't say that.
Got a little stick up my big British arse.
Oh, look, you can't say that. You can't say that. Oh my God.
Okay, Gabby. All right, next up, Nicolas Cage.
The treasure. We have to find the treasure under the declaration.
Now Sean Connery. It's the same voice.
Yeah.
I'm Sean Connery, and we have to find the treasure under the declaration.
Okay, now Jack Sparrow.
Jack Sparrow, man.
So I'm asking you to do people who you just did.
We're going to find the treasure in the pirate ship. I'm Jack Sparrow.
Oh my God.
Matt, do an impression of me doing an impression.
Oh, that would be good.
An impression of you doing an impression?
Actually, you could do one of me, or you could do one of me doing an impression.
I'm straight, and I'm Gabby.
So true.
Oh, I love my girlfriend.
Total wife guy.
And I'm a good person. I'm so sexually hot. I dyed my hair.
I did.
And I gotta call my sister after this.
Oh, well then let me impersonate you.
I got you.
Hi, I'm Matt, and I'm really intelligent. I went to liberal arts school, and I'm a fan of Tina Fey. Oh, and I'm so funny, and I have a bit about Rashida Jones that makes everyone laugh, even though it's topical to an Adams Subway. And I have beautiful eyebrows.
Lucas, can you make sure? Oh my God.
Yes. What?
Can you make sure to just delete all that audio?
Yeah, 100%. I can cut it out.
Cut it all
easy.
Out. Cut it all out.
Wait. Can you guys both do impressions of me now, and then I'll try to do impressions of you both.
Okay.
Same time?
Did you just gag slightly, Gab? You just like.
Should we do same time, Matt?
Same time.
Okay. 1, 2, 3. I'm Lukas and Raul.
I'm Lucas.
Just a nice, straight, narrow beautiful guy, and doing theater. And
hey, do you want to go get coffee after this, Aaron?
Do you want to go to lunch after this in the cafe?
Hey, you're trying to sell me something on the phone. I'm going to sell you something.
I'm going to sell you something. I'm going to make you chaos. You can't. I love my girlfriend.
I might be the Zodiac killer, and you would never know.
You wouldn't. If I was a spy for a rival government, you wouldn't see it coming.
My favorite movie is Encino Man.
My favorite movie is I understood all of Inception, every part of it.
I actually wrote Inception.
I've never seen Encino Man. I don't know.
I've never seen it, but it's my favorite movie.
I'm gonna outlive Chloe Grace Moretz.
For all you know, I'm 35 or 17.
You can't tell. I'm from New York, but is my energy like someone from Piscataway, New Jersey?
Okay, now I feel like we're just bullying.
It's okay.
I love it so much.
He loves it. Okay, now you can impersonate us.
Okay. Yes, hello. I'm Gabby. Welcome to the mic. And you know what also has a mic is our next comedian.
Oh my god.
Aaron, do you want to take it away?
That's pretty
yes, we love it. We love this so much.
Is that Aaron?
No, that's you. That was
You
I'm
love a
still
lot of
doing you.
things.
Okay, let me try. Okay, so the wonderful thing about Matt Albino
Ooh.
is he speaks very deeply under his breath, and he'll just calmly drop that he's had sex with everyone and is secretly just the father of every child in this world. You could tell.
He
because
really said
everyone-
Matt's gay.
Because every baby, when they're born, they have very thick, luscious eyebrows like I do, until they shave them off to pretend like they're not my children. It's a whole thing. I wouldn't want to bore you with the details.
Wow, that was incredible.
This is the moment where I'm impressed.
Oh,
This-
thanks.
This is the moment.
Lucas, you spark joy.
Oh,
Gabby,
thanks.
you gotta sign those papers, but you also spark joy.
Matt, I will sign those papers, and I will also tell you that you spark joy. We should have Maria. I almost said Maria Kondo.
Or you guys gotta get Maria Bamford.
Ooh, I love. She's actually. If
Oh.
we're talking comedic inspiration.
Hmm.
Maria Bamford, Doug Stanhope, and Anna Fabrega for me.
Cynthia
think
Lee
I've-
Fontaine.
What's that?
Nope.
Oh.
Never mind.
Did you
that's
say
a joke for Aaron.
Sinjali
Was
Fontaine?
that a drag?
That's a joke
lady?
for Aaron Ablock Clemens. Aaron Sean Ablock
okay.
Clemens.
Oh, are you saying just because Aaron's a gay man that he understands the drag queen joke and I don't? I'm gonna start watching drag queen. I almost
Drag queen.
Drag queen.
RuPaul's drag
That's-
queen.
my favorite television program is Drag Queen.
Hoorall's drag queen.
Hoorah.
Hoorall.
I'm writing that down so we remember to make it the title. Because half the time we're like, oh, we're gonna make it the title of our episode, and then we always forget.
Yeah.
Matt, I know you have to get on a work call soon, so should we get into audience
Yes.
submissions? Okay.
Let's get into
Oh, yeah.
audience submissions indeed.
All right. So Matt,
Okay.
I know you know about this part. You can do advice for these
excited.
people. You can do judgments. You can
I think
say-
I'm gonna really dig in and make them feel good
Okay.
or bad.
Well, then this is a good one to start with. Okay, so someone said, a guy I made, Lucas, and stop me if I've read this on another
Mhm.
episode, because
Okay.
I sometimes forget. A
Yes.
guy I made friends with at an online summer seminar has been messaging me back and forth and asked if my brother, someone he's never really talked to, wanted to join a Minecraft server. I asked why I couldn't join, and he was like, it's mostly guys. And I was like, okay. So he goes on to talk about how it's made up of his friends and they are all simps and incels. So I sort of tried to talk to him about how incels are ... not good ... And then he kept calling girls and women females. I asked him to stop because it was kind of objectifying and I as a woman don't like that and find it hurtful. And he was like, nobody respects me, so why should I respect them? I say males too. So it's fine because it's like I'm objectifying everyone. And I just
Oof.
insert incredibly exasperated sigh here. I'm going to insert it.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh God.
I didn't think these sort of people actually existed. I don't know whether to feel really hurt at how sexist he is or whether to laugh because it's so stupid. I'd call him out on it more, but I'm scared at what could happen because I, as a girl, get really anxious about confronting boys and men. IDK advice.
Get out, girl.
Yeah, no, give up on this person. Is it weird Oh no, wait, that is a thing that incels do is they call themselves incels. That's a self-given name.
Yes.
I was
Dare I say in self.
Oh my god.
That's a rival name.
You
for
gotta
this
send him
episode.
that.
Yeah. Incel.
Dare I say incel? Yeah, no, get out. I was on board when you said Minecraft. I was like, okay, Minecraft, good, wholesome. But no, once someone, if you have clear indication that they are an incel and they're proud of it,
run for the hills, sweetie.
run. You can make other friends. Also, don't let your brother get with, because what they say, he was like, I want to play Minecraft with your brother.
Yes.
Which
feels
strange.
like a euphemism. I want to play Minecraft.
Yeah, don't
with your brother.
indoctrinate your brother. Don't let him get indoctrinated. Keep him on the light side of the force. Don't.
Yeah, no, go watch like Big Mouth with your brother or something.
Yeah.
I've never seen that show.
or listen to the Chris Schur episode of Two Nosy Meerkats instead.
I will say the interesting implication of this is like, yeah, it's like that she has to confront this person, and it's like, the truth is nobody really has to confront anyone. I mean, we all have conversations like, why don't you talk to your Trump supporter relatives? And it's like, okay, maybe if you feel like it, but if you don't feel like it, you're kind of not sound like one of these like, I don't know, Twitter people who's like, you don't owe anyone anything. But like in this scenario, you kind of don't owe this person anything.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, I agree. Also because like it's not a relative. It's not like a friend from high school that you kind of disconnected and reconnected.
This is someone they met at a seminar?
An online seminar, it said?
Yeah.
Yeah, like I made friends with someone at an online summer seminar.
For all we know, this person is fake, and they've just been messing with you.
Yeah, this is a catfish.
Get out. This is Neve.
Oh my god, it's Neve! Neve is an incel!
Neve is getting you.
Yeah.
But also, I don't want to minimize how hard it is to like, not to be like, oh, I'm not friends with this person anymore. But I think it doesn't seem like, if you were just like to cut him, it's not like you're going to see him at the grocery store.
Good point. Yeah, he could live in a different state or a different country.
Yeah, it seems like he's just going to be mean to you.
Yes, exactly. So also, one thing I wanted to point out, zero in on the detail of they're all simps and incels. Those are two very different things. Like, I'm a simp. An incel.
A proud simp.
I'm a proud simp, honey. Mm-hmm. But an incel is, I think the thing she took issue with is like, why do you like it so much that your friends are incels? And it sounds like he said something like, because all females ain't shit. And she was like, don't say females. It's like, well, yeah, we're going to get into the semantics, sure, but that's not the point. The point is like, don't be an incel, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, or like work through your issues. But also like, go to another girl, I'm talking to you. Join another seminar and just make another friend.
Yeah.
And if that friend is an incel, join another
There
seminar.
are other seminars in the sea, is what we're saying.
Mm-hmm.
There's plenty of seminars out there.
There has to be.
Okay, perfect. I think we've given good advice. Lucas, do you have any pulled up?
Yes, I do indeed. I have a very intense fear of large objects. I hate huge buildings, bridges, trucks. Anything that's big makes me panic. There's a fear you can make fun of, lol.
We will not make fun of you, but that is hilarious.
Yeah.
So we will, I guess.
I just really hope that this person lives in like lower Manhattan or Midtown or somewhere, just like constantly surrounded by skyscrapers and just like around every corner.
We got to get them to. Isn't Middle America famous for being flat? This I don't know for sure.
Yes.
Yeah, like definitely in the Midwest, and Florida is very flat as well.
Okay, honey, you're going to Florida.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just get a houseboat on the Everglades and live your truth.
Or to plug Minecraft, control your own world.
But create absolutely no structures in
Make
Minecraft.
It flat.
Just a nice level.
Dig down.
This person might do well living underground in like a hobbit hole.
Yeah.
I don't agree with you guys. I don't think you guys can I don't think people can just avoid big objects. I mean, you can try, but what if they have to get on an airplane? And it's all relative too, because an airplane looks really tiny in the sky, but it's actually really huge. And when you see it, it looks really, really huge. So I think this person has to find the biggest object they can think of, Lucas's dick. and
I
just
thought you were going to
stare
say
at it.
Lucas's ass.
That too. That's
No,
the second biggest
very
object.
small butt. I have a very small butt. It's
Then
depressing.
they'll start with the butt, incremental.
Okay.
Just work your way up the butts.
Okay, so yeah, we think maybe you can't avoid it, maybe you can avoid it, but either way, that really
Get
sucks
some funny
for you.
glasses that set up a bunch of optical illusions, so nothing is big.
Ooh.
But then just don't operate motor vehicles.
That's a good idea. What if you got glasses that made everything seem small? Just like
I'm all for altering your perception.
yeah.
Yeah. So just don't ever worry about how things look, because at the end of the day, you can always just put on a pair of glasses that make it look like something else, and then you're fine.
Watch Avatar: The Last Airbender, Book 2, Episode 4, The Blind Bandit, and then you can learn to see with your feet.
Another queer-coded show, Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Yeah.
100%.
Very
wait,
good.
I have so wait, you need to get going. So how about just one more?
I'm good until 3, but yes,
okay. Okay. All right. So sometimes when too many people are in a room, I legit get scared, feeling like the floor will collapse. I've avoided joining a couple of meetings in conference rooms and left concerts when seated on the balconies because of this.
Oh,
Ha!
no.
Sounds crazy.
Okay. I was with you in the beginning, but then when you said conference room, so I'm picturing like out at work.
Meetings in conference rooms, if they get too crowded, this person.
Meetings in conference rooms and concerts are very different. Like, what you're saying is like when there's too many people, if it's 20 people or if it's 5,000 people, I'm scared.
Yeah, I get it. Like dorm room in college, and there's just too many people, and it's like kind of shaking the floor, and it's like this is an old like this ought not to be happening right now. But I may I give a recommendation, Gabby?
Yes,
you may. Even though that wasn't directed towards
Lucas,
me.
may I give recommendation?
You may indeed.
Everyone knows I wear the pants.
There's bound to be a masterclass on architecture or the basics of construction. And I think it could help if you just learn that like buildings have to go through codes.
Mm-hmm.
And that
is actually a good idea.
Because then if you see a building as like, okay, this wasn't just put together by people guessing, maybe you can then trust the infrastructure more. But then if that doesn't help, then I think you've got to figure out what happened to you as a child.
Ooh.
I was wondering if maybe this person saw like, I don't know, a movie or something where structural integrity was like a big plot or something, like maybe a collapse of some sort, or oh my God, I just thought of this. Thomas the Tank Engine and the Magic Railroad.
Oh my God.
Do you remember like there's this rail, it's like very rickety, and like Thomas just makes it off right at the climax, and then the diesel it falls through, it collapses because it's too heavy.
And I think there was another episode where they got stuck in a tunnel.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. I know shows like are traumatic in that way. Like
trauma.
I always had a fear of swallowing the seed in a watermelon because of the Rugrats episode where it grows in his tummy. That was terrifying.
That makes complete sense to me. That's a scary thing to
I think
watch
likewise,
as a child.
I have a fear from Rugrats, and it's a deep intrinsic fear of abandonment.
Ooh.
From Chucky's mom, dead. Spoiler.
Damn it, Matt!
But I remember, like, that was a weird thing where as a child, I connected with that, even though my parents were both alive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, that was so cool.
Yeah. It did clearly suck. And, Chucky was such a little, like, scaredy boy. And then you realize why. Oh.
Gay.
Gay. They're all fucking gay.
Babies, gay.
Tommy, though, in All Grown Up, when he turned out to be a film bro, I was like, well, that's disappointing, frankly.
Yeah. He said, I'm going to give the impetus for Boyhood the movie, which I've never seen.
Oh, I watched it recently. Is
the boy a film boy? Camera boy?
I don't know if I'd call him a film boy. It's just that the movie is like powerfully just okay. Like,
okay.
I think it's genius that they filmed like every single year, but it's like, I don't know how to describe it other than like sometimes when you hire a child, they better be good at acting as an adult. And the kid became like pretty bad at acting as an adult.
Oh, that
The reason
sucks.
I brought it up is because I vaguely remember in the trailer at one point it shows the boy like as a teenager in a red room or like a dark room for like film.
He does like film. And then
So
he
to
takes
me, that's
mushrooms.
Rugrats all grown up.
Ooh, interesting. So true. Yeah, that is Tommy
We need a
Pickles.
Boyhood all grown up.
Boyhood Rugrats crossover. The world we never thought we needed, but we do.
And I hope that helped you go to concerts.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
all in
right.
all, at the end of the day, this is a big lesson. You're going to be fine at concerts. Buildings have codes.
I did also just think like I think it would be great if it turned out the Boyhood was just a huge ripoff of Rugrats all grown up. Because did you ever see like Kimba the White Lion or something? Basically,
Isn't that Lion
this
King?
was but this came before the Lion King.
Yeah.
And Lion King was such a direct ripoff of that. It has like all the same tropes in the movie, and so I thought, I'd love it if like Rugrats was behind like a lot of the major successes of recent film history.
Moonlight.
I mean, you know it.
Yeah, Moonlight. Rugrats.
Parasite.
There were children in Moonlight, and there are also children in Rugrats. Hence, 2/4.
Orange is the New Black.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a TV show. Sorry.
Yeah.
I mean, they were in Orange is the New Black, they're in jail, and in Rugrats,
The Favorite.
they're in child jail.
Oh, The Favorite. That's a good one.
The Favorite as well, totally based on the Rugrats.
Godfather, Sopranos.
Yeah.
Come on. We know that's
Encino Man.
Inception.
Baby's Day Out.
Ah!
That's good.
Yeah.
Okay, before we get to self-perception corner, I did want to read one more.
Yes.
Someone
Go
said,
ahead.
please do a segment or something on Azalea Banks. And now we don't have structured segments yet because it's not that kind of pod, but I will say it got me reading up on her Wikipedia page. Maddie Beans, how much do you know about Azalea Banks?
I know not a lot, but nevertheless, I would die for her.
Totally.
I really love 212 and the songs Licorice. Those are like two songs that are like, I'm like, okay, this is like, those are songs where I listen to, I'm like, this person, this is an art, like this is a musical artist, and I see why she is like so well known.
Yes, genius songs. Lucas, what do you know about Azalea Banks?
What I know about Azalea Banks, she was born May 31st, 1991, and she is an American rapper, singer, songwriter, and actress. I know nothing.
I also know
about her.
she's famous for saying FAGGOTS a lot.
Oh, yes, okay. She is, but it's very funny the way she. Okay, I'll just read a couple of her controversy. That's my Sean Connery impression. Her controversy segment is very long. But there's a couple of them that are really good. She, in January 2019, made a wordplay of the Irish airline Aer Lingus, calling it Air Cunnilingus, and had to leave the plane due to an altercation with an air stewardess in January 2019 after calling her fucking ugly on Instagram, which is pretty mean. Banks also labeled Irish people inbred.
Oh my God.
And referred to them as leprechauns, adding, most of you can't talk or write. She also mocked the Great Famine on Instagram. The following day, she said she would dedicate her Dublin show to beautiful Irish women.
Oh my God.
My God.
She does seem like someone who, once she gets any pushback, she doubles down hard.
Yes, which I love. If you want the full list of everyone she's had feuds with,
She sounds like she'd be fun on an incel Minecraft server. Like,
she would change her mind.
Yeah.
If anyone could.
I'd be like, I'll be an incel. I don't care.
Or they would convince her to join them. That's what I'm.
Oh, okay.
That's what I was thinking. I'm like, she seems like easily radicalized, maybe.
That's fair. And weird.
The list of people she has feuds with are like, I do not want to cross this woman's path because she seems like an absolute interpersonal nightmare, but she's so funny. Elon Musk, Grimes, Remy Ma, Cardi B, Kim Kardashian, Kanye West, Lorde, Lana Del Rey.
I'm looking at the same list.
Who's the boy from Room?
Jacob Tremblay.
I would love if she had a feud with Jacob Tremblay. I would love that. I would get on her side. I would call that. I would get on her side any day.
What about Lin-Manuel Miranda? We know you love him.
For all I care.
Ben Platt.
Ugh.
What's his name? John Krakowski.
Oh, yeah.
John Krasinski?
I stand by that. Jim from The Office
Yes.
would have voted for Trump.
100%.
And he in a way where he'd be like, oh, he just says it as it is.
Oh my God, so
I stand by
true.
that hard.
We talked a little about Jim from The Office on the episode with Dan Frank. We were basically saying, Jim sucks. You don't prank your coworker who's maybe autistic every 5 seconds just because you hate your job.
Mm-hmm.
If I did that, forget about it, because I don't have a job.
If I had a nickel.
If I had a nickel for every job I didn't have, it'd be 11.
This would be a fun fight of a battle of words between Dwight and Azalea Banks. That would be fun.
That would be beautiful.
Oh, I would love that.
That would be awesome.
I really have to pee, but do you guys want to get into self-perception without me? I'll be quick.
Yeah, sure.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so Gabby's gone. So, okay, let's just fucking roast her. Okay, what just gets on your nerves? What really grinds your gears about her? I'm the one who puts the episode together and publishes it. Just she won't even hear this until it's published.
You know, I was gonna say that. I just think that you do all the work.
Yeah.
It really grinds my gears when I text Gabby and she responds, I'm sorry, I'm too busy right now. I'd love to talk to you later. I just really can't right now. I hope you understand. I literally love you so much. Make time. I need you right now. I hate that she takes a few minutes to fulfill my Venmo requests.
Wait, when was the last time this happened, a Venmo request?
It never did. It just came to my mind.
Okay.
I'm anxious.
I was really hoping that there was actually a story behind it.
Oh, imagine if it was real and then it was like really serious and we had to have like a conversation about it.
I was hoping for it.
It'd be good for a podcast.
Exactly. Yeah. No, I'm always very prompt with Venmo requests. I always pay it back instantly.
Yeah, me too.
And then I'll text, and then I will text as well saying, I just paid it.
Yes, and then I think it creates a good rapport of trust.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And that's why you're an incel. What? Oh, you're back? Okay.
Hey, guys.
You're talking about me being an incel again? I'm telling you, it's my choice. I don't have to have had sex in 18 years.
We didn't say we're mad. We were just talking about it.
Okay, what did I miss?
Yes.
En serio, what did I miss?
We talked about Venmos, but I think we're good to go on the actual thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Self-perception corner. Lucas, do you want to intro the segment?
Yeah, so for those who don't know, who might be new, so we have a thing at the end of our podcast called Self-Perception Corner, where we ask our guests to say how they think they are perceived by other people, and then we recount how we actually perceive them. And so, Matt Albino, you are invited into the corner. Please describe how you feel you are perceived by others.
Get in the corner.
I was kind of hoping like, oh, they're gonna forget this segment. I did think, because I have listened to episodes, so I was thinking about this. I think like Aaron put this in a good, like, naturally I feel like I can't say anything good, but I'll say at least one good thing that I think people perceive about me. I do think people think I am creative and like, I do think I think people think I'm weird and like, kooky, and out of control. And and that's something that I kind of like that people think about me, because I do think that I'm weird. But I worry that then makes me unapproachable, or then people are kind of like, oh, he's just weird. He's not a real person. Like, he can't take anything seriously because he just talked about Rashida Jones on stage. Or even in just like my day-to-day things. Like sometimes when I'm like talking with my friends, I'll kind of feel like I literally am not making any sense right now, because I'm just in my head, like the words are all jumbled. So in my head, I'm like, oh, people must think I'm just like stupid, when I'm just dumb.
You think, so to clarify, you think people think that you're like less intelligent, or is it like just less that you don't make sense to other people?
Yeah, I think that.
Okay.
And I think it's a combination of like there's that fear of like, oh, do people think I'm so weird to a point where they're like, I wouldn't actually want to be friends with him, but I think he's entertaining.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like that kind of like
Yes.
the objectification of
Right.
I think for a lot of queer people that happens of like, oh, they're so cool. But I would never want to be their friend, but like I'd like to be seen with them. Or like I like the idea of them.
Yes.
Yeah, so I feel like people see me as a weirdo, which in summary, for the notes, in summary, I think it's good and bad.
Okay. Lukas, you go first.
I will say that I was
Also
the more
gay.
yeah, that's
I thought you were straight, honestly, when we first got married in 1986.
Exactly.
It took me a while to learn.
Yeah, with every detail. I mean, like you always like preface like how many children you've had with women. You're just a ladies' man. It was always very apparent. Okay, for real though, I will say that something that sells you as a comedian is your confidence. Is that puts the audience at ease. That is a very important quality to have, and that is something that you have in spades. Anytime I ever saw you on stage, and I wasn't intimidated necessarily, but I thought, oh, I'm not at his level. I can't speak to him. Especially when I first met you, like you just had this confident aura about you that just made me a little nervous. And which only speaks to my own insecurity, especially when I was like starting out and when I just first met you. But the more I've spoken to you, that in the most wonderful way, I see you as just like a very kind, normal person. And not that weird at all.
Interesting. I'm more interested in the confidence. That surprises me. But
yes, you came. No, you came across
really
as
surprises me.
Extremely confident to me, as someone who just knows what they do, knows how to make it work, and yeah, that's definitely the vibe I got from you, and still get from you.
So I think it's interesting because you're the first guest where I feel like your original, like how you come off to people actually kind of aligns with how I first saw you, which is like, I was like, oh my God, this guy is like such a fun weirdo. Like, I don't know if we'll ever be friends, but he seems like really cool. And then when I actually spoke to you, I was like, this person is very layered. Like, I feel like you're very like, you and I actually, I think both struggle with the same thing of like, we're both such nutcases that it's like, is anyone going to think that we're like real people at the end of this or like take our ideas seriously? And I think we connected on that level right away as friends when we like had pies together and we just talked.
We got pie.
We got pie. It was so cute. We went to lunch. We talked for like hours and I feel like we both had to leave, but I was like, I could have this conversation for 5 more hours easily.
Without Gabby, I probably would not be in comedy like where I am because we met at that mic. And then I then saw that you were going to be in Yes Fest. So I was like, oh, I should apply for this. Because I was like, oh, I can trust that Gabby would do something that was safe and we had a lot of fun at Yes Fest and at the Yes Fest finals too. For anyone listening, we have like UK listeners who now know all about New York comedy, which is incredible. Very cute.
I love it.
It was just so great. But there's this big queer comedy competition where like a bunch of us met each other for like the first time or like hung out for the first time. And for the finals, there were a couple people performing. And then for anyone who got like a secondary or tertiary prize, they basically just like stuffed us in a back room.
In the cooler.
In the cooler.
It literally it was like the cellar. Like, it wasn't like a cooler, but it was like a cold room for their extra beer and stuff.
They were like, we're sorry we have to stuff you in the cellar. Let's like keep plying you with beers. And we all just got really drunk and like went out to karaoke and watched our friends perform. Do you know that was my 3rd time performing comedy in New York? What? Are you serious? First time was the mic that one other person signed a Borat impression. Second one was the mic that I met you at. Third one was Yes Fest.
Wow.
I shouldn't have been allowed to do that.
No. Seriously, though, if I could say that speaks, I think, to a confidence and a trust you have in yourself. Because if I was in your position, I would never have signed up for that.
I didn't realize how big of a thing it was. But it worked out. I'm happy I did it.
Any kind of still, yeah.
That's how
I felt when I got the industry room. I was basically like, I'd done like 5 open mics. There's this thing at Broadway Comedy Club where you can sign up for like this big show where you have to bring like 8 people to watch you, and it's like this big kind of club show for amateur comics. Yeah, it's called Bringer. And I signed up, and my rationale was, I wonder how easy it is to sign up for the show. And I filled out a form online, and seconds later I got a phone call like, you're on the show. And I was like, I could be the worst comedian in the entire world.
That's how Yes Fest worked. I got a call and I was like, oh, I did comedy throughout college. But I was just doing improv and like a few of my own, like I would do PowerPoints and like weird, I wouldn't do like stand up.
That makes sense, because on that Yes Fest show there were a couple of other people who were on who I was like, I've never seen them before. I don't know who they are. There was one person who, I won't name any names obviously, but there's one person who went so over their 5 minutes of allotted time that I went to the bathroom, which by the way, the bathroom was clogged for
I remember that
entire show.
They had to send people to the Thai place next door.
Yeah, and at one point the host went on and she was like, okay, so remember when we said the Thai place? It's actually the Turkish place next door because the Thai place won't let us use the bathroom anymore.
Truly a magical night.
So there was one person set where I left to use the bathroom during their set, and then I walked all the way 3 restaurants down to pee, and then I came back 15 minutes later and they were still doing their set. And I was like, why has no one cut this off yet?
Oh my God.
They tried.
It was pure mayhem.
Doesn't matter, yeah.
But all of this, bringing this around to say that, like, I think what's a common misconception about Self-Perception Corner is that, like, someone's going to say something bad about themselves, and me and Lukas are going to go, no, actually, here's a good thing we think about yourself. I don't see it that way. I see it as, like, here's the way I see myself, good or bad. And then usually it'll be like, yes, I saw you that way, or no, I didn't see you that way, and here's why. And I think we've had that a couple of times where it's like, I feel like the first time we did it was Sharia, and everyone, when they said something, the other person was like, actually, I see you the opposite of that, which was like, it could be interpreted as like, here's a bad thing I see about myself. Oh, but no, I see it as a good thing. I see it more as like the thing you're most insecure about is probably the thing you think about most, and therefore the thing you're least likely to project out 100%. Into the world. But with you, Matt, I think you're like probably such a self-aware person that what you think other people see you as probably just is what they might see you as at first, and then, but you're also very easy to get to know. And when you get to know you, you realize like what a like kind and generous and smart, funny person you are, and that's not, you know, me just flattering you. I think that that's actually just the truth, the God's darn honest truth.
Well, thank you. I do think this is a very fun and productive segment. Productive is a weird word. I think it's always good to just take a moment and be like to have a thoughtful reflection about yourself, and then to be like, because it made me think like, okay, how am I perceived? But then also I was like, how do I want to be perceived?
It's always different.
Yep.
Yeah, or like how do I perceive other people and what matters to me? Yeah. So it's just like a good practice of self, I think, too.
And how much of how you perceive other people is stuff that you want to be perceived about yourself, or conversely, how much like that you don't want to be perceived about yourself.
Or stuff like I just don't care about other people, but then in my head I'm like, oh, they must care about me. When it's like, oh, probably not.
There's one small thing I wanted to ask, Matt, is what is the thing, or maybe a couple things, that you consistently judge other people for, if anything? What is the thing that really gets on your nerves?
Interesting. I guess I'm like ingenuineness. And I feel like I'll see that a lot in like social media, in the sense of when I can tell someone's like social climbing in a way, and especially like in like our groups that we run in, when like people maybe like have a breakthrough of some kind, or like there's a sense of like oh, this person who's like vaguely is in your circle is now like writing for a show or something, or like has a cool gig or something. And then like I'll see some people who I know, or like say I've heard them say mean things about that person, or like maybe I've heard them say like they don't love their comedy, and then they're randomly in their comments.
Yeah, suddenly they're
Inventions
best
and
friends.
everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Right.
guess like I guess seeing like signals of like using people or being ingenuine, I'm kind of
Right.
that really turns me off.
Gotcha.
Also,
That's a very good answer.
Yeah, and cliche thing like in the comedy world, I get real like. I'm not afraid to not laugh at mics because there's always a lot of people, and it's usually fine. If like I don't laugh, I'm not going to feel like I'm offending this person. So I don't know. It always like it turns me off if a comic says something that I've heard 1,000 times. Like I don't know. I feel like a common one in the gay, at least the gay male comedy space is like making jokes like once you hook up with a guy, they just want to leave.
Yeah, it does happen.
I think that is the most. Every time I hear that joke, immediately like okay, I'm okay with conversion therapy.
Once a guy made me sleep in his bed that had Snickers bars and it didn't have a bed frame. He didn't put me in the Uber and he didn't I don't talk to my dad. Shut up! I don't care!
Those are two things that I'll be petty about.
Wait, Gabby, I now want you to do a whole set I want you to do a tight 5, just doing an impression of a typical gay male comic. That's what I want.
You know, you're actually
Gabby could do
inspiring
a 10-minute.
me. Oh, baby, I could do a 10-minute set on that shit. Just a top is when a gay man is mean. Yeah, I hear you on the other thing though. Matt, like, yeah, it's like no shade, but it's like, I've like someone ignores you and then, they hear you got some accomplishment. Oh, let me take your lunch. It's like, well, didn't you want to take me to lunch before you knew I did
doing
this
good?
thing?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think fake people
it's a curious
are just really
thing.
fucked.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just not worth it.
That is a very solid thing to judge people on.
Yeah.
And on that note, shall we end with saying that this is a wonderful guest who has been the most real. All of our previous guests have been fake ass bitches.
Especially Aaron at Block Lemons.
Exactly.
Aaron's
he's canceled.
of all. He's always saying Anne Hathaway is going to come to our mic. Like, where did he get that?
Oh my god. Oh, can I plug one thing?
Please. Oh yes, please plug and promote anything at all.
On December 19th at 8 p.m., I'm doing a Zoom charity show raising money for various mutual aid funds. It's run by Jade McDonough, and I'm sure I'm going to be like posting stuff about it on Instagram at Matt_Albino with 2 E's, or Twitter at Albino_Matt. But yeah, that should be a fun show. I recently bought tearaway pants.
Oh yeah, and then you put another thing of tearaway pants under it.
No, I can't do that. It's been done.
And then
but I do want to hide something.
Oh,
I'll do some hiding. We'll see.
Like a VHS copy of
Baby's Day Out.
Well, it's time. If you want to know what Matt's hiding under there.
Is that a VHS copy of Baby's Day Out, or are you just happy to see me?
It's both.
My God.
But yeah, that's what's going on my end.
Lovely.
Thank you all for listening. Don't be cliche. Don't be a fake hoe like Aaron Abelard Clemens. And
Venmo, Gabby Jordan Brown.
Yes.
And follow Matt Albino on Instagram and Twitter and TikTok. No.
Are you on TikTok? Oh, you would be great on TikTok.
I just downloaded it yesterday. I haven't done anything with it.
Oh, please do it. Please, I'm begging you. You would do so well. You have
Matt's
no idea
TikTok
how well you do.
coming up. Thank you all.
It's about to go.
Yeah.